The atmosphere here at Sky City Casino, folks, it is absolutely electrifying. It's a black tie affair, and everyone is on the edge of their seats for 6 by 3-minute rounds of Monty Betham and Erin Bartlett.
Pretty plain sailing, please, guys. A nice, clean fight. When I tell you to stop fighting, stop straight away. When I tell you to break, I want you to take the step back. All right? Any questions? Touch your gloves. Good luck to both of you. Go back to your corners.
Have a look at the ice-cold gaze in the eyes of Monty Betham. This man could beat the sun in a staring contest. He is ready. Monty Betham out of the red corner. Erin Bartlett out of the blue corner. The voice, Michael Chavello and Mike Angove with you. Here we go. Round number 1.
Good head movement already from Monty. Just needs to tuck his chin down. Good head movement. Dipping nice and low. Just leaping in with a stiff half uppercut, half left jab.
His first ever fight on New Zealand soil. He's fought in Samoa. He's fought on the Gold Coast, Australia, Monty Betham. But this is where we've wanted to see him, right here in Auckland. Erin Bartlett just shifting left and right, sticks out that long-reaching jab of his. Is a very straight-up fighter, Erin Bartlett. You can already see the opening in the armour here of Bartlett if Monty Betham can capitalise. Double jab from Betham, nicely done.
Well, Betham is showing great head movement. He's trying to find a way in against the taller man. He doesn't really seem to have a lot to keep Monty off. He's just taking his time, which is good. He's not exposing himself to too much pressure to get his man out of there early. He does need to tuck his chin a little bit more, roll his shoulder over himself. He's got good head movement, but against faster fighters with more experience who fake a little bit more, that could prove problems later on in his career.
It's a very cerebral fight so far from Monty Betham. Hasn't rushed anything, sitting behind his jab, just measuring Erin Bartlett and waiting for the opportunity, trying to open up a chink to throw the right hand. Gets to the side, inside of the left hand, outside of the right hand of Bartlett. Beautiful work so far here from Betham. On the front foot.
Well, I think Monty's actually very much taking his time. He's not being too explosive. That's the first punch thrown in anger.
Second punch, make it 3 right hands in a row that land cleanly for Monty Betham. And even those were only at about 70% power. Uppercut from Erin Bartlett, trying to juke his way out of the corner. There's another right hand. Down goes Erin Bartlett in the first round. He's taken more knocks than a front door. Erin Bartlett gets to his feet here as the referee puts the count on.
Get your hands off the ropes. 7.
Gary McChrystal taking his man off. His corner man should not be touching his man in the corner. That's grounds for disqualifications. Erin Bartlett's continuing, but he probably doesn't really want to be back into this in this fight. Monty Betham's just been on cruise control so far. He really hasn't unleashed in any major way.
Monty Betham hasn't even worked up a sweat so far here in the first round. Double uppercut off the left hand. 30 seconds remaining on the clock here in the first. Uppercut again, trying to put the chin through the top of the head there from Betham.
Well, Monty just
looping
playing
punches
with him
here, Mike, from Erin Bartlett. He's got nothing that can phase the former Kiwi rugby star.
Well, Monty Betham just playing with him, really, and that's what I want to see. Let's see him go downstairs to the body. Good work. That was a jigging left body shot.
Right hand down, he's got to count this again. The knees have gone. Referee puts the second count on. The corner's got the towel. They may be ready to throw it in here.
7.
Well, he wasn't really hurt. It was more of a pushover with the left hook there from Monty Betham.
You all right? Okay, come out.
He's out class.
Walk to me.
It is all one-way traffic. Oh, Erin Bartlett's out of it. He can't even walk. It is all over. Monty Betham claims victory number 3 by stoppage. It's a TKO victory. Monty Betham is now 3-0, and he made easy work of Erin Bartlett.
Well, it's probably a disappointing performance from Erin Bartlett. We would like to see a little bit more heart. The chin obviously not there from him. Monty really holding back in a lot of ways in that fight. What he showed early, he has good hand speed, he has good power, he has good head movement. A couple of signs, though, of defensive errors he'll need to work on as he moves up the grades, particularly that chin up a little too much. He won't be able to rely on that head movement against better fighters.
It is 3 wins, 3 knockouts now in the boxing career of Monty Betham. Here's how it went down. It only lasted 1 round.
Well, short little uppercut on the inside, and then real digging body shots. Hitting him with some serious shots, and another right hand to his ear. Short little inside left uppercut. and Aaron Bartlett down, couldn't recover in time. We saw him beat the count, but then roll into the ropes.
So the corner there of Monty
Referee
Betham.
stopped the clock at 2 minutes 58 in the first round. Making the winner from the red corner, Monty Betham.
Oliver Driver makes it all official. Congratulations to Monty Betham. His father very proud in the corner alongside his coach Daniel Codling. Monty Betham 3-0 in boxing. And the smiles all round the Betham family tonight.
It was always on the cards that it would end that way, and Monty Betham, he is a winner here. What do you think, Billy? Like his dad?
Well, you know, to tell, you know, the opposition, you're only as good as the opposition, and that guy couldn't box. He couldn't fight.
So too much difference in class, difference in weight, certainly.
Different in weight, different in class, different everything. Everything. They both had boxing boots on.
Can you get some sort of a handle on Monty Betham as the boxer? I mean, he's had the 3 professional fights, now he's had the 3 wins. I mean, obviously a first round win,
Yeah.
but what can you as a boxer, can you give us a boxer's eye on Betham?
Well, he looks like he moves and he does all the things that looks right, but you never know how good a guy is until you've got someone that's throwing lead back at you. And that will be the test, whether he can stand up to that. I want to see him fight someone reasonably good, but not too good to get flattened in his first few fights. Build up to that.
Sure.
You know, you build up to it.
Well, that is another day for Monty Betham. Right now, it is Betham's night. He is a winner here at Sky City Casino. He's with Mike Ango.
Well, Monty, your first fight in New Zealand, you couldn't have started it in a better way. First round KO, dropped him twice, and it really seemed like you kept him up there, if anything, for throughout that first round.
Yeah, very disappointing, you know. First fight back at home, a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. I want to put on a show. I want to be out here in front of my hometown, in front of New Zealand. So, but everyone who came out, thank you so much for your support. It's great to see a lot of familiar, smiling faces.
Mate, we've seen Matthew Ridge, Tony Ero, a few of the league boys here still supporting you.
Oh, not just the league boys, I've got a lot of people here from all walks of life, and just want to thank you so much. If it wasn't for you guys, you know, journeys like this wouldn't be possible, and I'm on a journey now, and jump along and support. It's great. Thank you very much.
You talk about a journey, but really for you, this was the start of your journey in New Zealand. How tough was it actually getting in the ring in front of your home crowd for the first time?
You know, I was very excited, probably nerves, probably told more this time instead of the 2 previous outings because, you know, like I said, I want to be in show in front of my country, in front of my family and friends, and, you know, it wasn't a bad display, but, you know, it's a win and I'll take that. I want to be out here a bit longer and give the crowd something to look at, but, you know, we'll work on that next time.
I guess in a lot of ways, you've had plenty of critics, and there's always going to be in a small country like New Zealand. For you, you know, people will say you didn't have perhaps a great opponent tonight, but it's about getting experience in the ring. Is it? Really, you've only been training for around 6 months, 4 months as a pro boxer.
Yeah, I think people don't realise that I didn't have an upbringing in boxing. I had no amateur career. My 3 fights are my 3 fights, so I haven't had anything previous to that. Every guy I fought have actually got more experience than myself, so I suppose I'm not doing too bad.
And mate, your dad in the corner, great feeling to have him behind you, a wealth of experience as well.
Yeah, look, it's good. You know, every time I come out here, I'm applying my trade and learning more and growing in experience. Some of the great boxers you see tonight, Kidders, Karaoke, and Muhammad Azui, and that. You know, I've been doing a lot of learning with them in the rings, and their sparring is invaluable for me.
Well, congratulations, Monty, and we really look forward to seeing him in boxing fights to come.
I just want to, well, Amir, I want to say thanks for the support. I want to thank Dodge, great support, BTS, Bulgarian Training Systems, and thanks a lot, guys. Good to see the smiling, happy faces.
Yes, Monty Betham, he was feeling the pressure more, I think, from fighting in front of family and friends and fans. But 3 from 3 in his fledgling professional boxing career. Certainly not all over here at Sky City Casino. Plenty more to come on Dodge Fight Night. Stay with us live with One Sports.
Big sale, massive saving.
One round, Monty Betham, too much class tonight. His third professional fight, his third professional win. Billy Graham, the fight's over. What happens now? What's the routine for a fighter?
Quite often when you lose, Jeff, with a fight, you go over all the things that you did wrong. When you win, you come back and you get off on the high, but you actually sometimes don't learn a single thing. In this particular case, I think if I was him, I'd be saying, let's get someone that's my weight, my age, and be able to fight and bring this crowd to their feet and really make a fight of it. And I think he should be hungry to have a fight. He's done all that training for a couple of, well, what, 2.5 minutes. It's hard to do that training for 2.5 minutes.
As a winner, though, do you get to celebrate the moment? It's a big smile on his face.
He's happy, his wife's there, his coach is there. They're all very happy with what they've done. But I just know when you do hard work, you want to get the results. You want to feel happy with the night's work that you've done, you know.
What do you think he'll take from that fight?
Well, I hope he takes and needs to step up the next grade and start fighting more serious boys. But I don't know. You know, he's a good athlete, he's a good boxer, he moves really good. He's got that natural native evasiveness that they've got. They're just such a sweet athletes, these Samoan boys. They're just marvellous. And look at the physique, looks like Greek god Eros. Looks marvellous.
You were telling me earlier too, you were seeing something in his eye.
Yeah, he's got clear eyes. I like that. He's got really good eyes. He hasn't been banged around the head. All the years of league hasn't done too much harm. Believe me, I've seen as many punch-drunk league players as I have boxers, and he looks in good condition, Jess.
Well, that's encouraging news for Monty Betham then. His third professional fight, his third professional win, his first fight in New Zealand. We look forward to seeing more of him. Monty Betham. Still to come tonight, the best cruiserweight in this part of the world. That's Mohamed Azawi. It'll be a title fight against Derek Whitley. Right now, a light middleweight contest. It's a women's fight. Daniela Smith, the New Zealander, against the South African Sandra Almeida. Let's see how the two measure up.
Thanks, Jeff. Another one we're looking forward to here. Daniela Smith, 10 years the elder of Sandra Almeida. 2 centimetres taller and also 2 kilos heavier. There's a 12-centimetre reach advantage the way of Daniela Smith, and she's got 4 wins, whereas Sandra Almeida, making her pro debut, is looking for her first victory here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to the International Women's Professional Contest. 4 2-minute rounds. Please welcome in the blue corner. This woman has completed successfully as a kickboxer and an amateur boxer. She makes her professional debut tonight, and in doing so becomes the first woman professional boxer of her country. Trained by the maker of champions Lenny Meyer from the city known as East London in the Republic of South Africa, Sandra Almeida.
Well, a history-making event for South African boxing as Sandra Almeida makes her way to centre ring. She's based out of East London. Originally born and bred in South Africa, this light middleweight fighter, 24 years old, a former kickboxer trained by Len Meyer. She makes her boxing debut here tonight. To the strains of House of Pain, one of the most popular re-entrance musics for all fighters, Sandra Almeida to take on local fighter Daniela Smith.
In the red corner, a former amateur star and Oceania Games gold medalist, now fighting as a professional and world rated by the WBC at number 11. She is our country's most successful woman boxer and has an unblemished record of 4 fights, 4 wins. Vowing not to let any girl stand in her way of becoming New Zealand's first ever women's world boxing champion, known as Dandelion, here is Daniela
Massive ovation for New Zealand's most successful female boxer, Daniela Smith. A very experienced amateur who won the New Zealand title in 2004, also a gold medalist at the 04 Oceania Games. Daniela Smith from right here in Auckland town makes her way to centre ring. Mike, as always, massive support behind Daniela Smith.
Well, she is the local girl. She also has a very strong amateur boxing pedigree. 23, 24 fights, fought across the weight divisions from light middleweight right up to heavyweight. We've seen her again on One Sport. We saw her against Sue Glassy in her professional debut a couple of years ago on the David Tour undercard. She is a classic technician of a boxer, and really, unlike a lot of women who you'll see, she has the full repertoire of punches in her arsenal.
Yep.
Danny Codling and the team from the Boxing Alley Gym in the corner of Daniela Smith. Meanwhile, across the ring, Len Meyer and the crew from East London in the corner of Sandra Almeida. Referee calls both women in, and we'll listen to the final instructions for this all-female affair.
Daniela.
New Zealand versus South Africa.
Okay, our first requirement is a good, clean fight. When I tell you to break, I want you to take a step back. When I tell you to stop boxing, stop. Okay, watch the low blows. I don't want the elbows, and watch your heads in close. Best of luck to both of you. Touch your gloves and go back to your corners.
You know what, Mike Angove, over the last 11 years, I've commentated around 3,000 fights, and that is the best stare down I've ever seen.
Well, it's certainly upped the intensity on the boys' stare down. Daniela Smith refused to yield as Sandra Almeida really got in her face as Gary McChrystal gave instructions. And she's been clipped early.
Daniela Smith in the black shoes. It's easier to tell them apart that way because they both have the same coloured trunks and the same coloured singlets on. The black shoes of Daniela Smith, the white shoes of Sandra Almeida. Nice jab right hand from Daniela Smith. She's opened up like a house on fire here in the first round. Only 2-minute rounds, these one. Nice right hand, just rocks the head back of Sandra Almeida.
Well, we saw Almeida come out early and score with a glazing right hand. Daniela Smith perhaps took it a little bit too casually, but we've seen very early on that she has the ability to throw a good hooking overhand right, just rolling the elbow on that. Also saw her go down to the body. She has a good punching arsenal available to her.
Daniela Smith, who comes off a split decision victory last November against Victoria Cisneros here in Auckland. She's twice beaten Sue Glassy, also defeated Renee Bevins.
Break it up.
And as we said earlier, the most experienced and successful New Zealand female boxer.
She's just not quite finding a range with her jab at the moment. She's throwing it, about a foot short, actually. She really needs to step in behind it. I think she's a little bit worried about the right hand, but nice counter left hook. But Almeida working there, working the body. She's a very earnest fighter, perhaps a little low on the skill department at this stage, but she's taking the good shots when she gets them.
Danny Codling lending instructions from the corner of Daniela Smith. She fires again with the right hand, finds the target, and both women tie up. A little bit scrappy here in the first round.
Smith just had the opportunity to go to the body with the right hand there and then perhaps double up with the uppercut. Just needs to vary her punching arsenal just a little bit.
Almeida continuing a rich tradition of female kickboxers who have made the transition to pro boxing. Sharon Anyos, Holly Fernley among them. Sue Glassy, another one. There's the end of the first round. And we go to the towels, Mike. How did you see that one?
Well, undoubtedly it was Daniela Smith. Not a lot in it, but she landed the cleaner combinations in that first round.
That was here. I saw it go.
We do have a confirmed sighting. Copy that black SUV. We do have a visual.
The new Dodge Nitro. It's got attitude to burn.
Capacity crowd here at the Sky City Casino in Auckland for this Dodge Fight Night. They've seen a lot of action and there's a lot more to come here tonight. First round of this one, unofficially, we are giving the way of Daniela Smith of New Zealand over the pro debutante from South Africa, Sandra Almeida. Here we go, second round.
Well, Almeida is showing good foot movement around the ring. She's reasonably elusive. She moves her head okay. She's still got a lot to learn in terms of her defensive capabilities, and she does tend to pop her head up. Oh, Daniela working well there, slipping underneath the left hand, then twisting her in the corner.
Straight right hand again. Daniela all over her early on here in the second round, staying on close, not giving Sandra Almeida an inch here. Sticks the jab on the schnoggin again. Good work from Daniela Smith. They tie up in centre ring, give a little tango, and the referee separates them.
You notice both girls are twisting each other in the clinch. They're trying to get an angle to create more room to punch, particularly with the short shots. Danny Codling, too, told Daniela Smith to go to the body with the right hand before coming up upstairs, and we've seen that already there, doubling up just before Gary McChrystal called the break.
Mike, Sandra Almeida has a very sneaky and powerful lead right hand that she needs to throw a lot more here against Daniela Smith.
Well, she certainly does, and she's getting caught just on the inside there. Daniela Smith once again going downstairs to the body, coming up, but she's turning her in the clinch and then throwing off the break, although she did get caught by a couple of right hands there.
Short popping uppercut. Referee separates both men and gives a warning to both ladies, I should say, for holding. Got a little scrappy in the first round. They want to keep it nice and clean here in the second. And again, Almeida just walking into the right hand leather from Daniela Smith.
Well, referee Gary McChrystal should be telling them, rather than break up, to punch out.
Good call, Mikey. Too true.
Otherwise, one of these girls is going to get hit on the break, and it's protect yourselves at all times.
There's that right hand again from Sandra. She needs to use it a lot more. The hands are down around the waist here. Can Daniela Smith capitalise? Again, the lead right hand from Sandra Almeida. It's one of her best weapons. She needs to throw it a lot more. Every time she throws it, she almost lands, and she's worrying Daniela Smith, who catches her with a right hand of her own.
Now the referee giving them instructions to punch out, and look at the action we're starting to get from that. Almeida, the South African, as we finish round two, really working her left hand well out of the clinch.
Strength.
Open after throwing combinations. We saw the South African girl there just slipping around to her right and trying to create room to punch, but she did effectively and may have just drawn that second round.
Here we go, third round of action. And Daniela Smith again opens up with the heavy artillery. We've given it 10-9 the first round to Daniela Smith. A 10-all drawn second round. How are you scoring it at home? Or wherever you're watching here on One Sport right around the country.
Well, again, she's just using that unorthodox lead right hand. And it's catching Daniela Smith by surprise every time. It's because she's got a slightly unorthodox rhythm to her. She just breaks it on the half beat. Daniela Smith hasn't quite picked up on that yet. She just needs to watch the range a little bit more. Again, they're being warned for holding.
Sticky jab, nice leg hook from Daniela Smith. Beautifully done in the follow-up right hand. Almeida comes forward on it. There's a slight reddening on the right orbital bone, just beneath the eye now of Sandra Almeida. And you can see Daniela Smith just using the lead hand to gauge her distance, and she'll try and set up that big tub-thumping right hand of hers.
Well, as she moves around to her right, as she just did then, and off the clinch, she just needs to throw her left hook to create more room for the right hand. Again, moves around there. She's trying to go with the right hand too often. She should switch around to her right, throw the left hook, then come back with the right hand. Just stalking, and again, punished for walking inside a range without using a jab.
Almost pulling the head down, wanting to throw the uppercut. Not permitted, of course, says the referee. Daniela Smith just setting herself